Hello and welcome back to Pod Chat with Nat. Every Friday, I come on and I answer the question that I've been asked throughout the week, which is kind of really stuck with me. And it may be from someone who's a client, someone in my free community, or it may be something that I've heard within the week at an event I've been to. And I've thrown this in this week because I've been for 2 days in Belfast with a mentor looking around strategy and business for 2024, marketing for 2024. And then I was asked to come and speak in London around high performance and our habits linked to our goals. So it's been a manic busy week and there's been so much within it. And I was kind of having to just take some time out this afternoon, really reflect on what have I really learned this week? What's really resonating with me? And what do I think people need to know about more? So the question I'm going to be talking you through today is one that I was asked in Belfast, and then I used this in my presentation. And I think that's important because what I'm going to share is a few things around this idea of modeling. So the question I was asked in Belfast was, are you worth modeling? Now, when I went to then ask this in the presentation I led around habits, people asked me, like, what do you mean? And I was like, right, I need to get really clear on this. So modeling involves making a representation of something. So if we were to think of like modeling something, we're not copying it. We're taking maybe an idea or a concept and we're making it our own. So we're going to model something. And this is really important. And it was so important to link to the high performance habits I was talking about because it's around behaviors. And let's be honest, if we're wanting to look at a habit, it is things we do over and over, it's behaviors. And a habit is something we repeatedly do. So I need people to be very aware of things. And I want people and you guys to be more aware right now, thinking about, are you worth modeling? Not copying in terms of, I'm going to copy you in terms of the bag you have, the dress sense you have, or you go and get a certain coat and I'm going to buy it. It's not school. And I laugh because I remember having a friend who went and got the same pencil case as me, and it irritated me. It really, really irritated me. And then I've even had it in my later years in a career, like in my corporate career. I remember having a very nice bag. And one of my very close friends walks in a few weeks later with the same bag in a different color. And I was like, don't say anything, Nat. Don't say anything. It was in my head. And I just said to her, I was like, that's my bag. And she was like, oh, I thought it was like yours. And I was like, no, it's not like mine. It's exactly the same. It's just a different color. And very, very sweet. Often asked to borrow my nail varnishes and stuff. I'm in a way. And I was a bit like, that's copying. I don't know that that's modeling. I really think that's copying. What would be modeling would be the idea of going having a nice bag and you've never had a nice bag before. Might be the idea of modeling is looking at people who are where you want to be and who you want to become. And this is also what we're linking here to, is a vision of who you want to become in 2024, and looking at the lifestyle they lead. Like, what are they doing? What do I need to be, do, and have to be where they are when I want to be a success? Like, what is it I need to model in their behaviors? Is it showing up on time? Is it that I commit to focus? Is it that I think long term? Is it that I go and get committed to my fitness because I see them doing it and the direct relation that has to business? And that's where the idea of modeling comes. It's not about copying. If I was copying, it would go and be, I'll go to all the events I go to. I have to do the gym and I have to talk about everything that they do in the same posts. And like, there are people that do this. So we can laugh and think that doesn't happen. This is far out there. People do this. They will copy exactly. People will do things like copy other people's sales pages. They won't use their own voice. And that's another example of somewhere you could model in terms of, let's take the idea of what they're getting across here. What's the what, the why, the how, the structure, how are they tactically selling, whatever. And what do I need to do if I was to replicate it in my business? So you take something and you ask yourself, what does that mean to me? People who copy just copy. And there's a real direct difference. So I really want you to think about this question when it comes to behaviors into 2024 and right now. Are you worth modeling by your clients? Are you a influence and an inspiration for them to think, those are the things I need to do to become the person I want to be right now in 2024, whatever. I don't want to get too hooked up on that side of things right now because we're answering this question about, are you worth modeling? But it's really, really important. And start with only three. Just think of a few key things. But I really want you to start challenging thinking about, are you worth modeling? Because another way I could say is from my mentor, Lisa Johnson, I learn about things like value, she talks about loyalty, integrity. And I ask myself, like, are those important to me? And they are. And I'm like, well, do I model those? I'm not then going, well, how does Lisa model them? Let me do what she does. I'm going, well, how do I model integrity? What does it mean to me? How do I model loyalty? What does that mean to me? And then I'll create my own stories and say things like, well, actually, I was very loyal when I did 19 years in the corporate world to one business. I was challenged that I don't like change, but I was very successful in that. And that's important to me. And I've challenged that loyalty doesn't exist the same way in our own businesses and small businesses. And even since COVID, I don't think loyalty exists in the same way. And actually, that's okay. I don't think we should fight a battle that we need to be as loyal as we were, because fundamentally the world's changed and we're not the world we once were. So sometimes it's not easy for their loyalty to exist in the same capacity. However, I can be very loyal in the relationships I have. That's what I'm in control of. It might not be my loyalty to a company the same way, but I can be in different ways. So, and again, I want to keep back on track because I have and often I go off on a tangent, but I want you to come back and really think about behaviorally, what does this mean to you? So it's a great question. I'm going to be using it a lot more in the work I do into next year, because I'm also looking a lot about identity piece and really like being authentically myself and my true voice. And even that, like trusting myself. I don't have to copy other people. I can model things they do, but I show up like of my true authenticity, and be the person I want to be without judgment, without fear, and also embracing failure with that and embracing success with that as well. So lots of things within that can take you, like I said, off a bit of a tangent. But write these things down, say them out loud, talk them through with people, have great conversations, and feel okay that you don't have all the answers yet, or maybe you don't know what this means to you, but you're interested, or some people don't like this word right now, curious, but you're curious to know, like, oh, well, what does this mean to me? I think that's where great exploration can come through in conversations, in your work, and also your journey, and that's exciting. That is really exciting. So I'm going to wrap it up there for today. That is the question, are you worth modeling? I hope you've enjoyed it. Please reach out to me and let me know if you have. I'm always interested to hear if you've got any questions. I can answer them or share my thoughts on Pod Chat of Nat. But it's really about little quick learning bursts or little quick bursts of inspiration, ideas, and let's be honest, no one's perfect. I just love the ability to come on and say my thoughts out loud. It helps me compress, it helps me debrief, to think about things, to get clarity on certain things, and get new ideas. And that's amazing as well, because when we get new ideas, we can put that back into our business to grow and to take our business where we want to. So there we go. Have an amazing weekend. And if you would like a brainstorm with me, there are links in this post that you've seen or wherever it is. And you can book some time with me complimentary. And we will get you focused on what you're really working towards in the next 90 days, because that's really, really key with where you're at and whenever you're listening to this. But we can always do that. I'm always happy for you to reach out and just say, hey, not ready yet, but I'm looking at your stuff, loving your content. I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, have an amazing weekend, and I will speak to you next week.